Hi guys, thanks for joining me again today, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet, and like it, send me comments, what you think and what you want to talk about, and any questions you have in regards to dating, online dating, using a matchmaker, a coach, whatever it is that's on your mind. So I want to talk to you a little bit about the dates that I set up people on. I don't believe that the first date needs to be a very long date. I don't do long dinner dates because if there's no connection, then you're stuck talking to someone for 2 hours while you're waiting to finish dinner or you're waiting for your meal to come. So the dates that I do are typically a glass of wine with small foods, appetizers. I know I've talked about that before. So now, if you're coming after work, clearly you're hungry, you want to get some food. So if you know you're not going to be able to get any food beforehand, and if you can just do with some small appetizer to share, then don't make those dates after work. I know a lot of you like to meet for happy hour. You're coming home after, you're coming to a bar after all day of work. You probably had lunch at noon. And I know food's very important to me, and I don't want you drinking while you're hungry and an empty stomach. That never turns out well. So we don't make dates during the week, and people will understand if you tell them that I have long days this week coming up. How about we meet this weekend, Saturday night or Saturday afternoon, or even a lunch. Although I'm not a big fan of lunch dates because they're not very romantic. It's middle of the day. You're not ending your night, and it's not romantic. Family's out at lunch, and it's not like you can take a stroll down the beach in the evening and watch the sunset. So I'm not a big fan of lunch dates, but you can. So if you know you're going to be meeting someone after work and you're starving, I suggest always making it a little later, maybe running home, grabbing some food, because I don't want you being hungry and I don't want you drinking on an empty stomach. Again, there's nothing wrong with not drinking, and you don't have to have a glass of wine or beer, obviously. Then, just meet for some small foods. Because, like I said, if there's no connection, you're sitting and staring at each other. And I've had this happen with couples where she's literally, or the man's literally waiting for you to finish your food because they feel bad, they don't want to leave, but there's no connection. So it's very awkward. It's not a comfortable situation. So that's kind of the type of dates that I like to do. Now, on the second date, I really like to do something different, some kind of activity, or something more, not an activity, but something more active. Going hiking, we are in Southern California, in Orange County. There's tons of great hiking places, or going walking on the beach, and then you can always get a drink or lunch after. So, the first date, I definitely highly recommend sitting down and face to face having a conversation. I'm a big fan of that because that's the only way you're gonna get to know someone, if you're interacting with them and talking with them. So that's in terms of the type of dates. The other thing that I always tell my couples beforehand is, and I send a whole email about what to talk about, what not to talk about. Obviously, staying away from controversial topics. I talk about that a lot. And you're really there to get to know each other, so both of you ask a lot of questions, men and women. And I always tell people to compliment each other. Men like compliments just as much as women do. I talked a lot about that as well. So when you first see them, make sure you notice what they're wearing, compliment them on, how good they look, and get to know each other. Ask questions. You're not there to talk about yourself and, just that. You're there to listen as well. So it should be, like a ping pong match. You ask her questions about herself, she asks you questions about yourself, and you kind of go from there. So just do not sit there bragging about what you've accomplished in life and how many properties you own. It's really to get to know the other person. And the more you ask questions, the more you get to know them, the more you're going to know whether this is the right person for you and if you want to see them again. So those are very important things to do. I've had a lot of people, you know, right off the bat, they get off on the wrong foot because one party is talking too much and they won't stop about all their accomplishments, you know, how they made their money, the cars they have, and where they've traveled. And the other person doesn't even have a place to talk about themselves or say anything. So that's never a turn on. Women are not excited about your money or how much you make or, you know, how many homes you own, what kind of car you drive. This is not something that turns us on. And the same goes for men. You know, you ask them, tell them about your life, ask them questions, and there's no need to brag. You're not there. You're not in an interview. This isn't a job interview. So those are the little pointers that I give people when they go out on a date, and hopefully it will help you as well. So thank you, and comment. Let me know if there's anything else that you'd like me to cover. Thank you, guys.